everyone, and greetings once again from Radio Wasteland Records. It is time once again for our weekly check into some of the new releases headed to an independent record store near you. Wow, the list is huge this week. Looks like well over 500 releases in the queue coming out for the week of the 22nd of September. So we're just going to cover a few. If you'd like to see that full list, though, head over to our website at radiowastelandrecords.com. From there, you can search to your heart's desire. We'll also put a link directly to all of this coming week's releases in the description below, so you can click right on that. Before we get to these new releases, though, there's a couple of highlights I wanted to mention for the On the Horizon, just to keep your eyes peeled for them. There is a 50th anniversary of Dark Side of the Moon from Pink Floyd coming out on October 13th. Now, I know what you're saying. We just had the 50th anniversary release earlier this year, but that was the big box set. And at the time, I think we were lamenting that they didn't break the album out separately and that the only way to get this remix was through the box set. Well, now you can get this remix individually by the looks of this. And this is another James Guthrie remix. Now, he had originally done a remix at the request of the band back in 2003 for the 5.1 surround sound mixes. So now he's back. He did this remix for the box set. For the 2023 remix, rather, for the box set. So now they're finally making this album as a breakout standalone release that you can pick up beginning on October 13th. Looks like it'll be in the $35 price range. Not to be outdone, of course, we've got Roger Waters coming up with his own take on the 50th anniversary of Dark Side of the Moon with something he's calling Dark Side of the Moon Redo. So look for this coming up on October 6th. He's going to beat the single album remix to the shelves. So we'll have more details on the variations in the vinyl color of this as it gets a little bit closer to that October 6th release date, which truthfully is not that far off. But stay tuned for more information on each of those as we get a little bit closer. Dueling dark sides, I guess we can call them. So let's kick things off now with a very, and I mean very, interesting list of new releases for Friday, September 22nd, 2023. The interesting is coming up. Not, well, Stained is interesting, but some truly interesting stuff in just a couple of moments. First up, we have Confessions of the Fallen, brand new stuff from the group Stained. Our description says this marks their return as the band has been on hiatus, and this is their first studio album in 12 years. The record features 10 pummeling rock anthems, including the radio smash Lowest in Me and their brand new single Here and Now. So new stuff from Stained, Confessions of the Fallen, coming on orange, black, and white splatter vinyl, listing for about $27. New stuff also from Paul Rodgers. Yep, that Paul Rodgers, the legendary Paul Rodgers of Bad Company and Free fame, is back with an album of brand new originals being released by Sun Records. Looks to be an embossed and kind of a mosaic cover, so that should be pretty cool, but being released on black vinyl. So new stuff from Paul Rodgers, Midnight Rose, listing for about $27. There are a couple of different variations of some brand new stuff from Kylie Minogue. This one is called Tension. And our description says that Tension is a record of euphoric, empowered dance floor bangers and sultry pop cuts. It's 11 tracks of unabashed pleasure-seeking, seize the moment, joyful pop tunes with hypnotic electro feels underneath. Love our descriptions. So there is a standard black vinyl version of this coming in at a list price of about $30 and an indie exclusive on orange colored vinyl. This version of Tension also listing for about $30. Brand new stuff from Kylie Minogue. Now here's the surprise. There is a brand new comedy album coming out from Bobcat Goldthwaite. I said that right. This is called Soldier for Christ. And our description says that this is his first album in decades. Bobcat Goldthwaite's Soldier of Christ reveals the warm-hearted punk rock person behind the wild 1980s persona. Reflecting on the current state of our local world, Bobcat shares stories of fatherhood, old friendships, and aging. He is a VHS comic in a TikTok world, according to the description, revealing a hysterical yet more intimate side of himself. Guess we're still going to call that a comedy record, and kudos to him for releasing a comedy album in this day and age. So Bobcat Goldthwaite, Soldier for Christ on vinyl, coming in at a list price of about $25. Also surprising is a brand new album from The Ventures. This is called New Space, kind of a take on their old space theme of surf rock from way back when. But yeah, this is brand new stuff from the Ventures. Now, when I say the Ventures, it's the Ventures, yes and no. But the Ventures, according to the description, return to orbit with New Space, their first all-new album of studio stuff in nearly 3 decades. And they team up with High Tide Recordings, a global leader in surf music. There is such a thing. New Space seeks to echo and pay homage to the Ventures' In Space album, which was originally released in 1964 and was one of their biggest selling and most popular albums of all time. A very iconic one indeed. So just in case you're curious, yes, this is the Ventures, but according to Wikipedia, as you take Wikipedia, the Ventures really continue today with no original members. The last one passed away a couple of years ago, but they continue with people who had been with the Ventures throughout the 80s and 90s, and including Leon Taylor, the son of their legendary drummer, Mel Taylor. So yes, it's the Ventures, but it's the Ventures. Okay, we'll use air quotes on this. So New Space, new stuff from the Ventures, the new Ventures, if you will, coming in at a list price of $30. And by the way, this is on colored vinyl. Not quite certain. I think it's blue-ish vinyl. How does that sound? And then finally, we've got another tribute album. I don't like to include these, but this one, I think we will, because the other ones are actually pretty cool. They do a whole series of reimagined versions of Pink Floyd albums in their entirety. And next up is this one for Metal. This is Metal Reimagined, a tribute to Pink Floyd. And this is a full recreation of the 1971 masterpiece from Pink Floyd, of course, Metal, featuring artists such as Jeff Downes from Asia and Yes, Steve Stevens from Billy Idol, Bootsy Collins, Carmine Appice, or Appice from Cactus and Vanilla Fudge, of course, folks from Dream Theater, Jethro Tull, Hawkwind, Rainbow, Megadeth, Rick Wakeman, again, from Yes in there as well. Some folks from Blue Oyster Cult, Slayer, Brian Auger's on here, and Frank Dominio from Angel. So a whole cavalcade of special guest artists recreating Pink Floyd's Metal. This is actually kind of pretty cool if you get into those types of, I don't want to call them tribute albums, but a reimagined version of this. So Metal Reimagined, a tribute to Pink Floyd on really kind of a swirl colored vinyl with a very cool cover. This one coming in at a list price of about $33. Onward now to the reissues for September 22nd, 2023. Starting off with a fun one, you've got to fight for your right to get a hold of the Beastie Boys' Licensed to Ill. Not much more to say about this other than it is coming on burgundy colored vinyl, and that will list for about $30. Up next, we've got an anniversary edition of The Breeders' Last Splash, a 30th anniversary edition to be specific. This new one is being called the Original Analog Edition, and it has been cut at Abbey Road Studios as a half-speed master, so the sound should be very, very good. Now, it is a double LP spinning at 45 RPM, so that can get a little trying. And this edition also includes a single-sided etched 12-inch, which features 2 previously unreleased tracks. So if you're a fan of the Breeders, this is a good one to go to, but beware, they've split this album up into a double LP spinning at 45 RPM for audio quality purposes, but it is a half-speed master. That being said, it comes in fairly heavy on the price tag, listing for a suggested price of $56. Up next is a trio from Tom Waits. We've got some reissues on black vinyl, 180 gram, each of them, Swordfish Trombones, Rain Dogs, and Frank's Wild Years. Each of these Tom Waits reissues will clock in at a suggested retail price of about $30. Now, just because there's a couple of more Tom Waits reissues on the horizon, looking forward to October 6th, we see Bone Machine and Black Rider. Again, we'll have some details on those as we get a little bit closer. But for now, we've got these 3 Tom Waits reissues for this week. Neil Young is back with another version of Harvest Moon, this one coming on clear vinyl. It's being called a brick and mortar exclusive, listing for about $40. And we've got a couple of music on vinyl reissues to talk about if and when they show. First up is Soul to Soul from Stevie Ray Vaughan, limited edition 180 gram blue vinyl. Now this one does not appear to have any extra stuff to it. It's just the blue vinyl, and it is music on vinyl, so this will sound fantastic. Other Stevie Ray Vaughan stuff from Music on Vinyl does just that. This one coming in at a list price, though, of about $48. And the other MOV one we can look forward to is Boz Scaggs, the self-titled limited edition 180-gram turquoise colored vinyl. And this one, by the way, limited to just 750 individually numbered copies on that audiophile colored vinyl. Listing also fairly heavy at a suggested price of $48. Here we have a reissue from Sarah McLachlan. This is Surfacing. This is the fourth studio album by the Canadian singer-songwriter, originally released in 1997 to coincide with the start of her Lilith Fair tour back then. So this reissue of Surfacing by Sarah McLachlan, listing for about $27. An anniversary reissue of Just Won't Burn from Susan Tedeschi, this one on clear vinyl, and it will list for about $26. Some good stuff there. This looks like a repressing of something we had, I think probably a couple of years ago, but this is Sheryl Crow live at the Capitol Theater, recorded in 2017 from the Be Myself tour. This one coming on kind of purplish pink vinyl. Pink vinyl is what they're saying officially, from Cleopatra Records. A double LP listing for about $30. And for the first time on vinyl, we're getting a compilation from the B-52s called Time Capsule, Songs for a Future Generation. Now this came out quite some time ago, I think back in the 90s on compact disc, so this is the first time on LP. Limited edition pink and purple double vinyl. So this includes all the great B-52s stuff like Rock Lobster, Love Shack, Rome, Private Idaho, and many, many more. So Time Capsule, Songs for a Future Generation from the B-52s, coming in at a list price of about $37. And for you late Dio fans of the late Dio, here we have a box set collection called The Studio Albums, 1996 through 2004. A 6-piece set, which is basically just 4 albums, one of them a double, and a 7-inch single. This box set includes 1996's Angry Machines on Halloween Orange and Black Marble vinyl, 2000's Magica, double LP on Transparent Blood and Black Smoke vinyl, plus the Elektra 7-inch included with that one on Cobalt Blue vinyl, 2002's Killing the Dragon, single LP on Yellow with Black Marble, and 2004's Master of the Moon, single LP on Electric Blue vinyl with milky clear marble throughout. So a big box set from Dio. The studio albums 1996 through 2004, coming in at a list price of about $175. And that is a quick check of some of the new releases headed our way for Friday, September 22nd, 2023. As always, if you'd like to see the full list, head over to our website at RadioWastelandRecords.com. I will also put a link directly to all of this week's releases in the description box below, so feel free to click on that when you're done watching this video, of course. And then just because we're mid-September, just beware, the Record Store Day Black Friday list is anticipated sometime in the next few weeks, probably early October. We're looking, but maybe sometime around there. We'll keep an eye on it and let you guys know here on our channel when and if that list comes out, and we will give you comprehensive coverage of that as always. So until next week, this has been Jim from Radio Wasteland Records. Thank you all so much for being here. Don't forget, click, subscribe, comment, do all that good stuff that we do here on YouTube. And we will talk to you next week from Radio Wasteland Records. Thanks.